Chicago, coming at you live on the Sunnyside Summer Thursday. This is the CHGO Chicago Sports Podcast. Head to sunnyside.shop or the nearest Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary and use code HICHGO for 35% off your first order. Bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois Med Card holders. What's up, everyone? Kevin Kaduk, head of content at CHGO, joined as always by Mark the Carman. Behind the board is Lawrence Benedetto.
Hello.
Been a while since we wrapped. Had a few weeks off here. It's been a...
I think the show is in such a great position to take off today with Josh giddy damn ass up, coming to the Bulls.
Giddy damn ass up.
I mean, literally the excitement that the Bulls made a trade is registering at 0 on the Richter scale as Gary Ross is here and wants to fire AK and wants the team to fold.
Gary Ross, Bulls should fold.
First Bulls trade in 34 months, according to Will the Goat Gottlieb.
That's incredible.
That's 3 years.
Still no trades for any draft picks.
Unreal.
I have been on the phone with NBA royalty. Cannot reveal my NBA royalty sources. And NBA royalty does not like the trade for the Bulls. The Bulls, who the hell is going to guard for you was one question. But the thing about Giddey,
NBA royalty. I'm assuming your definition of NBA royalty is very, very broad. We're not
like it's.
I would define it as one of the top 75 players in NBA history.
Yeah,
this is probably like
Ed Neely.
Yeah.
I love Ed
I would
Neely.
take Ed Neely at that point.
No, this guy is it's just okay,
ball boy for the he was a ball boy with Carm for the 1983
is it
Chicago
Will?
Bulls.
Is it Will Purdue? Is it
not
Bill Wennington?
It is not Will. Is this guy? It's not Will Purdue or Bill Wennington. He's now looking at my phone to figure out who it is. I'm gonna scroll forward. We're cannot reveal sources. You're not going to know the name.
The only star I see on that list right now is a guy named Kevin Kaduk.
Well, yeah, that's big, but I did not call you. I talked to an NBA assistant coach who's on a bench right now, and no,
not a huge fan.
Not a huge fan. That's not like hates it. Giddey has talent, talented player. Thing about it for me is you have to pay Josh Giddey next year.
Right. That's the thing. At some point, you're moving Alex Caruso for hope. But if you're going to move Alex Caruso for hope, it should not come with, one, the baggage that he may or may not bring, and then two, the paycheck that you just mentioned. Up for a big payday. You're not going to know what Josh Giddey is after this year. You're not going to feel great about paying him next year. I don't think so.
I mean, I do think they're going to put the ball in his hands a ton, so you are going to get at least some level of idea of. And listen, admittedly, I'm not watching a ton of Oklahoma City Thunder basketball. Not
You don't like SGA?
I don't have the league pass, but I did go to see the Thunder play the Bulls this year at the United Center, and Giddey jumped out at me.
You did? Okay.
Yes, the dude is talented. I mean, he plays negative defense, but he can score. He can get in the lane. He's sees the floor well. I get it. Not a great shooter, but this is a lot of the AK philosophy, which is betting on guys who have a lot of talent. Yeah. Can you develop them?
It's interesting because this is the first move of the season. It's obviously still early. You've got a draft coming up. You've got a player who could interest people in Zach LaVine. So I don't know. Like, are we back here tonight or tomorrow night or over the weekend doing an emergency pod for?
I mean,
for Zach
we
LaVine
are not.
trade?
Maybe them.
Thank God.
I'd love to do an emergency Zach LaVine pod if they traded him. I I just asked Peck and Go, like, who's going next, and they're like Zach, and I'm not so sure about that. There's no there's no market for Zach. Who's trading for Zach? I get that maybe that's what's going to happen, but that would mean that something would develop. That's the worst. That's another bad part of this trade. You might have needed to tie Caruso with Zach to get rid of Zach, and you cannot bring Zach back here. Mm-hmm. That bridge is torched. So
it's not great.
And by the way,
by the way, DeMar DeRozan will be another year older when he comes back.
Well, that's another thing. Free DeMar.
God bless him.
Can we make a merch shirt for Free DeMar? He shouldn't have to play here. Let him be the third guy on an actual championship contender. Let him be a sixth man somewhere. Preserve his legs and let him play 25 minutes a night. That's what he belongs doing right now. Not trying to carry the damn ass Bulls to 40 wins. I mean, that's just.
I'm assuming neither of you saw it, but he had fun last night.
It was on the CHGO Sports Twitter feed.
Right, but you didn't really see it, though, I don't think. No. Yeah, he was at Kendrick Lamar's event.
I sort of know what you're talking about. Carm has no idea.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kendrick Lamar had a concert. It was a rap funeral for Drake. Is that right?
Well, it just kind of turned into that.
Yeah.
That's not what it was billed as, but it was.
And so then DeMar ended up on stage, similar to Cole Kmet with that One Country Guy, or
true. True.
All right.
Any number of Chicago Blackhawks luminaries with Eddie Vedder.
Yes, exactly. Right? Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I am looking forward to the Bulls being a different basketball team, however this.
It'll be continuity. They'll end up with 38 wins.
If it's 38 wins with Giddey and Kobe and Io and
Lonzo, you interested in watching Lonzo?
Not really, no. But the 11th overall pick and whoever they get in any other deals that they make, it's Daniel Gafford and Derek Jones Jr. just played major roles in getting the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. I have no point other than that, but it's amazing that these guys who were pieces here and
somebody called the Bulls the Applebee's of the NBA on Twitter. I don't know who it was.
Feeling good in the neighborhood?
I don't know exactly what that meant, but they're almost kind of like the Walgreens. Like you go there when you need a useful piece for something, right?
I guess.
You can find your Gafford, your Derek Jones Jr.,
I'll tell you this, though. People are going to be flocking to the United Center once again. Just
well, that's the thing that sucks, right? I mean, this trade goes down. We have 1,500 people in our chat, right? I mean, there's so much interest in the Bulls. They're such a sleeping giant. There's so much pent-up passion. We post, the CHGO Bulls right now, their Twitter account is on fire relative to our other Twitter accounts. And you know why? Because we're just posting anniversary content.
That's amazing. This year in the play-in game, who I'm now even forgetting who they play, Atlanta.
Another forgettable.
It was a phenomenal environment in there. Mm-hmm. This game means something. Let's put we know how to root for basketball when it means something hats and not just be here for damn ass Benny the Bull and the stupid popcorn throw. And people were into the game.
You take away, but yet you take away Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, and the Bulls are worse than the Atlanta Hawks the last 25 years.
Yeah. No, look, I mean, if we're going to go back like that.
They are the Atlanta Hawks right now. That is the company that they keep.
If we're going to do that exercise, in 1998, when Jerry Reinsdorf, Jerry Krause, however, just did not, somehow, some way, the Bulls dynasty ended prematurely. People like to say it didn't. They should have been allowed to lose, period. What was the hurry? So you could get to Rusty LaRue and Marcus Fizer and the last 25 years.
Well, the hurry was to prove that you were a genius with Tim Floyd.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Your chance to show everybody your geniusness will come. Just be a little more patient. And so
but they had the number one pick by 2 years later. They took Elton Brand,
and then they had to double down and decent pick. Elton traded him for Tyson and Eddie and trying to hit home runs. And Michael's not here to clean up your mess anymore. And these guys are gonna have to survive on their own without the greatest player of all time helping them move along. And it was brutal. And Krause got fired in 5 years in disgrace.
You think Michael Jordan would have helped those guys along?
Not those two, no. But look,
maybe an older Tyson Chandler.
Listen, now we're into like really what bugs me. But like if you go back in time, if they had hit on literally any of the late round picks, if they had taken Michael Finley, who went 21 instead of Jason Caffey, who went 20, you could have extended it. There was a million guys too.
Right.
If you go back and look at each year, there's about 5 guys picked after the Bulls draft that would have been really good players on the Bulls. Like say they had picked Nick Van Exel one year, something. There's just Steven Jackson. All these guys would have been incredible to elongate the dynasty, and Michael ended up playing 3 years later for 2 more years. You could have they could have been this thing could have gone on forever, but instead you box Jordan into a corner who's got an enormous ego, and he chose to take his ball and go home. Which I think if he could replay it, I don't know if he'd still do the same thing, but it was just unbelievable to me. The run's done. Scottie Pippen ended up in the Western Conference Finals with the Portland Trailblazers.
The other part of this, though, is Michael Jordan retires or goes off to Washington, and then you have like the rise of the Spurs and the Lakers, and the competitive balance goes so far to the West, and it's been there for so long. It's going on 25 years now. Now the Celtics just won it, but what the Celtics just ran through to get there was nothing. I mean, they were beating nobodies on the way there.
Right, and even you could almost argue in the finals.
Right, and there's been so many different teams to kind of get through, and obviously you had to get through, the KG Celtics, and then the Heat, but there's been such an opportunity to be one of those top 4 teams in the East, and they can't even get there.
Right. Timing matters, man. You're 100% right. Like if the joke Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler Bulls were playing in the Eastern Conference right now, they probably get to the finals.
Yeah.
Maybe win the damn thing this year. But instead they had to go through LeBron and Wade and Bosh and
well, it's still gonna. I think it's still gonna be an interesting few weeks here. Tune into CHGO Bulls. They've got a draft party at PB&J next Wednesday for the first round. I think this will be interesting. At least there'll be new things and new players to analyze. Hey, it's grilling season. Get your pork. People who are active need more protein than the average American. In fact, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, Dietitians of Canada, the American College of Sports Medicine recommend 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for athletes, depending on training. So for a 150-pound person like yourself, Carm, that's about 81 to 136 grams of protein per day.
187 as of last night, nauseating.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think
Only
the scales
40 more pounds than him.
That's shocking.
1 3-ounce serving of pork provides, I'm also like a 1.5 feet taller. 1 3-ounce serving of pork provides 23 grams of high-quality protein that can help active individuals build and preserve muscle. The International Society of Sports Nutrition recommends that people who are involved in a general fitness program or who are interested in optimizing their health eat low-fat, high-quality sources of protein, which include lean cuts of pork. Our friend Grilling with Dad was in here yesterday. I had to stay home for a workman who never even showed up. I got screwed out of Grilling with Dad, making pork sliders.
I was in this room doing the Blackhawks and got screwed out of the sliders. I saw Emma walking with a nice plate of them, and I was like,
Wow.
And she just walked the other way.
I'm on the shit list with you.
Yeah.
Elevate your protein game with lean pork, a powerhouse of natural goodness. Savor the flavor, savor the gains, and celebrate any occasion by enjoying the best pork produced by Illinois pig farmers. From your sausage and bacon for breakfast to pulled pork or juicy chops hot off the grill, it's an entire season dedicated to pork and the people behind that product. Paid for by Illinois pork producers, generations of commitment.
And get your Lucy nicotine. It's 100% pure. It's always tobacco free. It's available in pouches and gum. And their favorite, the Breakers, which are pouches with a capsule of liquid flavor inside that helps saturate the pouch. The breakers are available in 4 milligrams or 8 milligrams. Amazing flavors, delicious, mint and berry and citrus and espresso. And by the way, if you're not a pouch guy or gal for that matter, Lucy gum, that's available for you as well. Get the gum, 2 milligrams, 4 milligrams, 6 milligrams. You can set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door. No more weekly, daily, however often you were going to the gas station. Get your Lucy on, and let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/CHGO. Let's leave it like that.
CHGO?
Yes, just CHGO.
Yeah, let's do it like that. Lucy.co/CHGO. Use that promo code CHGO to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you do change your mind. It's lucy.co/ and use that code CHGO to get 20% off. Always free shipping. And yes, here's the fine print for you. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. And the warning, of course, this product does contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Order is age verified.
There we go. Got a good show for you today. It was a good conversation about the Bulls. We're going to talk a little bit about Chicago baseball teams. A little later, Angel Reese and her historic run through the WNBA. And honestly, I'd probably say she's the most interesting athlete right now in Chicago. I mean, playing.
Lawrence is Mr. Sky. So
We'll get there.
Sky Guy.
You're the Sky guy.
Sky guy. Chicago baseball, not great. I almost hesitate putting it as the main subject of the show because I know it's like YouTube poison sometimes, right? Like we could put Caleb Williams out there. We'll get like, oh, people see Caleb Williams. You get 847 people watching us. You put baseball and not as many.
No.
Got Gary and Daniel. We appreciate you guys.
God bless you, Gary.
You guys are in the conversation right now by yourselves.
You are, but we love you and we miss you and we want you.
So what I want to do right now
Yes.
is we love Chicago baseball. We were talking, the days, 15 years ago, you had Ozzie managing one team, Lou Piniella managing the other, Carlos Zambrano, Mark Burley, interesting characters, right? Like they drove the sports section, the newscast, sports talk radio. I feel like that's not happening. I just said Angel Reese. Like Angel Reese is driving more conversation than Justin Steele and Luis Robert Jr. right now, right?
Yes.
So what I want to do right now is this exercise. We're going to talk about the Cubs. You tell me one thing that the Cubs need to do, and you can't say, "Oh, they need to win," because that's obvious. You're not always going to win. Cubs only won once in 108 years. Sox only won once in 88 years, and now we're working on another 20 on top of that. So you can't say win, but like what would it take to get them to where we were like 20 years ago when that situation I just described?
Right. How to bring excitement back to Wrigley Field?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you
It's packed, right? It's packed. It's a great place to go.
Yeah, but
you come to Chicago, you're getting your Cubs tickets. It's a great day. You're going up there and you're getting your seats. Your kids are running around in Gallagher Way. You're hanging out in the bleachers of Friday 120 Club. I've already been to like 3 games this year. Awesome.
good times, 100%. Your ballpark, sunshine, friends, beers, dogs.
Right.
Hard to.
But I'm not like living and dying with them as much as I used to.
No, you go to the game and you pay zero attention to the game, basically.
Well, no, that's not exactly true. But
It's okay. For me, it is. I don't. I am not on the edge of my seat wondering whether or not the Cubs are going to win a baseball game. Maybe I can. That's partly on me, but it's also partly on the fact that they're just so middling that it's just not that interesting at the end of the day. What can they do to bring it back? Well, look, in my mind, you need star power. If we go back to the rebuild, 2011, Theo shows up here, and then Jed Hoyer makes a phenomenal trade, bringing Anthony Rizzo, trading for him for the second time, and letting a guy like that who was willing to fight the entire Cincinnati Reds dugout on a 70-win Cub team as they were starting to build it, and you had somebody who was literally identified with the team. Mm-hmm. They are just way too piecemeally for me right now, the way they're trying to do it, which I get is
They're kind of like
how baseball's done, but it's
baseball player Tinker Toys.
Right, like
right, like baseball player G.I. Joes.
Like
that's probably a better, like you get the G.I. Joe, the toy plastic soldiers. Yeah. That's kind of like what the Cubs are right now.
Right. I mean, am I supposed to go out and buy a Cody Bellinger jersey? Is he going to be here next year? Right. Is he going to be here after the trade deadline? I have no idea.
So you got that's going to carry a team more than the month and a half he did last year?
Well, and it's fine. Like good job bringing him in. He was phenomenal last year in the MVP conversation, and I wanted him back too. Although I would have traded him at the deadline last year, along with anybody else who I would have gotten value for. The Cubs, for whatever reason, are afraid to go back to the bottom. And Jed talks about the same plan that we used to break the curse. Then it's not going to work now. But the only reason
why do you need to go to the bottom? The Brewers have it. The Cardinals have it. They have built relative sustained success, and you're the freaking Chicago Cubs in a division where it's Rust Belt cities.
Right. You don't. But the reason why it's appealing to me is you need a super high end talent to win. And so if you go to the bottom, hopefully you're drafting somebody.
But they have those players in the farm system. They're just not necessary.
I don't know if they do.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot of decent names and whatnot, but there's, and I'm not going to act like I'm some expert on the Cubs farm system because I'm not, but I don't hear about the Chris Bryant that's coming up. I hear about the fact they don't have the Chris Bryant. I hear about the fact they don't have,
they've actually been developing arms, but the position player part of it. But, do you think just being okay, Pete Crow Armstrong becomes an all-star, is that enough? Or does he have to be to me, it's okay, you talk about 10 years ago, you had Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo. Now, Chris Bryant's kind of, Chris Bryant to me was appealing because he was such a nice guy, right? He was such this guy could be your cousin you're rooting for.
Yep.
Anthony Rizzo had swagger.
Yep.
Javi Baez had swagger.
They were
John Lester had the championship pedigree. Jason Hayward was just cool.
They did everything right.
Right.
Even you could throw Hayward in there. You had the fiery young guy like that. And I give Jed credit. The Michael Bush trade was somewhat Rizzo light similar. But if you're not going to go to the bottom, then you gotta make some. You got to identify assets that, for whatever reason, are being overlooked in other organizations and pick them off. They made a lot of great trades back in the day. Arrieta trade, Kyle Hendricks trade. Mm-hmm. I mean, Ryan Dempster at the end of his career for Kyle Hendricks. Can we get one of those at this deadline? And it was cool to see, Hendricks pitch well yesterday, get a nice ovation from the crowd, yada yada. But they're missing a personality over there.
Yeah, you need Nico Horner to be better than he's been.
You need Dansby to not be the guy batting eighth in the lineup.
Right. I don't think that's coming. I don't think it's happening. Not happening.
And both those guys, nice guys.
You need Morel to be consistent. Maybe Morel could be that guy, but it's not consistent. And
I mean, Morel's one of those boomer bust guys. That's just who he is. Dansby Swanson, you got to get on base, bro. What are we doing? You can be 100.
Well, Dansby's hurt. Dansby's hurt. It looks like he can barely put weight on his foot at times. His heel looks so inflamed, or his knee, or whatever's going on over there. Maybe
looks
both.
like you.
Yes, exactly. That's not good.
No,
you don't want that in your $27 million a year baseball player in the second year of a 7-year deal. That ain't great.
Correct.
It's a wild $27 million.
20. I mean, and at the time, everyone's screaming, "Got to sign shortstop. We got to sign shortstop." I'm like, I'm not getting. I wouldn't. Dansby Swanson, 7 years till he's 35. I wouldn't have done it.
Come on, he was of the 4 shortstops last season in the free agent.
He's produced the most.
He was the best of the 4 of them last year, and for a cheaper rate. But now he's not.
I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I'm allergic to those long-term deals. I wouldn't have done it, and I would have been wrong a million times, or at least not a million times. But
I think what we're saying, more star power, more people who it's that guy is up. Everyone needs to stop what they're doing and watch.
Yeah, right. Where's the Frank Thomas?
And I don't think that. I think Robert is that, but he can't stay on the field.
Remember that week where we thought Shohei Ohtani was coming here? That was cool.
I don't know if we ever thought that, but
That would have done it.
I don't know.
we were hopeful.
Some people were getting excited about it. The White Sox, it's interesting. Like, as far as star power, they have two pieces that the Cubs don't. Cubs don't have a Garrett Crochet. Cubs don't have Luis Robert. I mean,
if they trade Crochet and Robert, like,
I would understand it too. Because
I would not understand it. You've got those people in your system. You build around them.
Fair enough. You got to spend then.
I agree. I don't understand this.
What are you going to get back for
It's
those
a rebuild.
guys?
You have control of Robert through 2027, right?
Correct.
And Crochet through, I don't know what year he's through, but use those guys as the base.
Right.
Your building blocks. Like, come on. What are we doing?
And, Gary's saying the Cubs have Steele and Shota Carm. Shota is...
I mean, he could be good. He's had a great month and a half.
He's had a phenomenal start. Both those guys, Gary, are interesting to me as far as if you were going to flip it and go a different way.
Buy the shirt.
I'm not opposed to trading Justin Steele if you get a huge haul. The guy's had little tweaks of arm trouble that has me slightly worried.
Right.
How much can you get? How much are people willing to overpay? I get that you need those guys to win, but I'm also interested in, like, where is...
Eric Fetty said yesterday he's a top 10. Crochet is a top 10 in baseball kind of pitcher, right? And Shota, I don't think Shota's going to be that.
No, he's not.
A couple more times through the league.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Off to a great start. I'll give him that, but
buy the shirt.
And Steele was phenomenal last year, but again...
So I think, obviously, with the White Sox, you have to put a winner back on the field, and to me, it just still goes back to, it's like we were texting the other night about the White Sox just being a sleeping giant. I mean, they really are. They've got a cool history. They've got cool uniforms. They could conceivably have a new ballpark, which I don't think they need, but they have diehard fans. They've got a cool tailgating scene. If they at least showed a little bit of love to the fans, both through one, investing not only the team, but investing in the organization and tricking them out with a better analytics department or even an analytics department, and then just like upgrading the ballpark experience. There's just a lot there, I think.
Listen, the White Sox, when they're good, that park is amazing.
Yeah.
It is loud as hell. It's intimidating. I get that it's not Wrigley, the Mecca, the greatest place, all that, but there's plenty. When the White Sox are good, their fans are insane, right, and the place can be, phenomenal.
One of the greatest games I ever went to there, year 2000.
Okay.
They go out and sweep the Indians and sweep the Yankees.
Okay.
And it was like everyone, like, they got off to like a good start in like April and May, and I was like, oh, is this team for real? And then they go out and do that. And then they come back. And you remember they used to do half price tickets on Monday?
Yep.
And so you could just get, like, you could go and sit in the 200 level for like $11 or something like that. And they come back and they play the Indians. Bartolo Colon's pitching for Cleveland.
It's a bad night for vendors. Monday nights, all these half price people are coming in. Nope. It would be like full, but nobody would buy. Anyway, go ahead.
So they come back and they're playing the Indians, and they just tee off on Bartolo Colon and chase them like in the fourth or fifth inning.
Right.
And it was just one of those nights where everybody gets up and starts singing Na 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 Na. And it was like, it's Monday, whatever, June 12th or.
That's another one. Yep.
But that's what we've lost there.
Well, hey, White Sox, bring back Dog Day. I love Dog Day. Bring back.
They did Dog Day like a month ago.
Dog Day's not the issue.
They have Dog Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have brought Poppy there. Poppy.
Yeah,
I thought they got rid of
Poppy
Dog
told
Day.
me last time. He was disappointed.
It was like a month ago.
Okay, fine. How about this? More dog days. Let's have every day be dog.
Well, shit, yeah, double your attendance.
I actually took my dogs to Dog Day once. A little overrated. It's actually a kind of a fiasco.
I would never bring my dog there. My dog would go nuts at
There was this big shaggy dog in front of us, and it was hot. So this woman took her water and just poured it all over the dog.
And then he's shaking
right
it off.
for the dog until and then
Yeah.
everyone got soaked by the dog.
That's
that
amazing.
That sounds great, though. That sounds like a nice shower for everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of.
How's this? Can we get one night a month for that Nancy Faust comes in place?
Yeah, I know.
Rise up,
the
Nancy.
situation there.
I'm not sure what it is either, but I know that she's alive
living,
and she
living
posts.
happily in Arizona. Just
Fly her in.
or just she's still got the organ. Just put her on Zoom. Get her in there.
Send
Put
the
her on
jet.
the screen.
Bring in Nancy. Let's get some.
I'm telling you, like everything that he who shall not be named did for the Blackhawks when he became president of the Blackhawks,
Yeah.
and there was all these obvious moves there to be made. Bring back Pat Foley. Bring back the legends. It's all there for the White Sox, but there needs to be an ownership change for it to happen. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Carmen's listening to another
Their
podcast
shades
currently.
have durable frames
I don't know
and
why
crystal
I just did
clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. They've got hundreds of options to choose from, so you're always bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. They probably even have a style in your favorite team's colors. We've proven that here on set at the CHGO studios. I love Shady Rays. I have one pair I actually use for everything. I wear them for style. I wear them for driving. I wear them even while running. And I know if they ever break that I will be protected by their worry-free
Lost and broken.
insane protection plan. Every pair is backed by their lost or broken replacements.
There it is.
It was a roundabout way. If you don't love your shades, exchange them for a new pair. Return worry-free with 30 days. No risk when you shop. Shady Rays team always has your back with personal and fast support. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code CHGO for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. By the way, since I'm kind of one of the guys who run things here, I hear these things. Shady Rays people are really happy with CHGO audience because we are redeeming that code at a really, really good rate. So good on you guys.
Keep going.
If you haven't done it, get yourself your Shady Rays, and then when you're looking for your next vehicle, you want to go to our friends at Ray CDJR. Make them your number one draft pick this June. You can shop Chryslers and Dodges and Jeeps and Rams at Ray CDJR in Fox Lake. And during the Make This the Summer event, you can find the perfect vehicle and score huge savings, too, for a limited time. Lease the new 2024 Jeep Wrangler Willys 4XE for only $419 a
I
month.
believe it's the Willie.
The Willie?
Is it not?
No, it's Willie's with an S here.
Willie Jeep, yeah.
Yeah, he's called it the Willis. It's the Sears, and it's the Willie.
The Willie. Okay. It's the Willies.
Seriously.
Listen, it's a Wrangler. It's amazing. It's $419 a month. Or you can shop 125 vehicles that are priced under $20G, which is amazing too. Let the amazing team at Ray CDJR help you land the perfect vehicle at the perfect price, because the Ray price promise, the numbers you're hearing right now, those are the same prices you can expect to shop in-store and online. It's because Ray's price promise means no price changing, no add-ons, no hidden fees. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, then you got to check out the team at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, because they're the only team that we recommend. Visit them today on Route 12 in Fox Lake. For more information, visit Ray CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com. Serving the community since 1963.
Chicago Sky break their 4-game losing streak today. Big camp day win over the Dallas Wings.
Beat the Wings.
Angel Reese, 60 points, 18 boards. I'm telling you, I am so interested in the Sky team. I signed up for Marquee not to watch the Cubs, but because I was like, I need to watch the Sky tonight, and that finally got me over the hump. And I was like, but the Cubs are also getting good. And then ever since then, the Cubs went like this.
Oh no, so it's your fault. Is that
the
Cubs
Sky
are
haven't been
terrible?
great either, but at least
Well, the
they're
Sky are
only
supposed to be great though. They were
No, they're
picked
not,
12th this year, so They're doing all right.
They're fun to watch. They
should
can't finish a game.
Yeah, they're having issues in the fourth quarter.
But I have never seen anything like this Angel Reese Sky story.
She's a bit too Andre Drummond for me at the moment. She misses a lot of bunnies to get her rebounds, which is why she's getting all these double-doubles. But at least she's putting them back in eventually, I guess.
Did you see the last?
I find her fascinating, though. I find her more interesting than Caitlin Clark. Is it okay to say that?
Well, I mean, that whole thing is a shit show, honestly.
She's more interesting than Caitlin Clark.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not saying that I think they're
Caitlin
both.
Clark shoots long threes.
Oh, you talking about on the court or in general?
No, just I like watching Caitlin Clark. She's fun to watch. She can pass. She can hit long threes.
No, Caitlin Clark's amazing.
Absolutely.
Between the lines, Caitlin Clark is.
You'd rather
so
watch
fun to
Angel Reese play hoop than Clark?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I thought, yeah.
You think that she's
playing
more
basketball? I'm definitely watching Caitlin Clark at this point.
But I'm kind of glad that I'm rooting for Angel Reese. I'm glad that Angel Reese is on the Sky.
Okay, so you like the fact that we're the bad boy Sky.
But I don't even think it's a bad boys thing. Like,
it's a little bit of a bad boys thing.
Well, they play tough. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Nothing.
And if the Bulls played like that, no Chicago sports fans would have a problem with that. They'd be like, hell yeah, it's the Charles Oakley era again. Like,
hey, as far as I'm concerned, with today's trade, Josh Giddey plays no defense. We might as well bring Angel Reese as at least a bench piece for the Bulls. Let's go. We need some physicality over there. But look, I love that there's an actual like summer hoop talk going on. Mm-hmm. The WNBA is, where people are telling on themselves the way they talk about it on Twitter. It's
incredible.
It's really bizarre.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
I have not heard the word thug used since like Allen Iverson's rookie year or the University of Miami football team in the late 80s.
G-Reg.
All of a sudden, it's okay to start calling black athletes thugs again? What the hell are we doing? Stop it.
Yeah, and it's on. Listen, I love a lot of things that are going on here. And I think you could pick at Angel Reese too. Like,
right.
First of all, a lot of these, some of the players in the WNBA keep on here like, we're grown women and whatnot. You're 22. You're 24. Like, you're not 40. This is not Diana Taurasi talking. Like, Angel, you're still learning your way, which is totally fine, but thinking that you know everything is a little bit off. Now, the amount of vitriol that comes at her is completely crazy.
I think a lot of things get assigned to her that she didn't even say. I think a lot of feelings and emotions and attitudes and narratives have just been assigned. Yes. And what one has been taken by a group of very bad actors on Twitter, the blue check marks, the people trying to score points for whatever. Right. But then I think there's like well-meaning individuals like yourself that just kind of pick it up and then just kind of it's the narrative. And I don't think that's the case. Like, I think you actually watch Angel Reese talk and she's been bubbly. And like, if you watch her post-game interview today, she was great.
I would love to have Angel Reese in studio here. I think that it's
that's what I was like kind of making. Like, would you rather talk to Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark?
Oh, okay. Angel would be more interesting. Caitlin is, you're going to get a buttoned up, perfect answer, and she's going to represent the league in a first class manner, and herself, and her family, and the Indiana Fever. Whereas with Angel, you have no idea what's going to happen. Which is not that not that it's necessarily a bad thing, like or like let's trick her into saying something. Right. I think it's a little more raw, a little more interesting, a little more real, authentic. Exactly.
Well, I think some of what's been also exposed here is that the WNBA hasn't necessarily been ready to kind of like handle all the attention that's come their way, PR wise, just kind of like some of the social media wise stuff like
It's a story that's crossing just tonight. The Las Vegas Aces became the first WNBA team to sell out every home game in a season.
That's awesome.
Final tickets were claimed for Thursday, September 3 against Angel Reese and the Sky. That was the last game that sold out. So you sold out the entire year.
It's pretty cool.
Las Vegas in March also became the first team to ever sell out at the Lobbin for season tickets. They set a franchise home record with 17,406 fans watched the A's beat the Phoenix Mercury last year at T-Mobile Arena. Angel Reese and/or Caitlin Clark did not play in that game. So,
I mean, the Aces their lineup is insane. They just got Chelsea Gray back last night, and their team is, I mean, they've started out not great because of the lack of Chelsea Gray, but they rule.
The Indiana Fever are leading this year, of course, with Caitlin, 16,757 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
And they're going to be here on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Are you taking me?
We put in for three. We put in for 3 credentials. They said we could only have 2 because there's so much media interest.
Who's going?
Our Sky guys, Chris and Steven.
Go, Chris and Steven.
I mean, I still want to go. What time is that? It says 3 o'clock, right? I believe
3 o'clock in because they moved it to ESPN.
Yes. Or is it CBS? ESPN?
It was on CBS this last.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Go Sky.
They rule.
Let's pull it off on Sunday.
Have you been to a game this year, Kevin? I should know that.
I have not. I probably need to. Today would have been a great day because it was camp day. I probably could have taken both my girls out there, but
work.
Like I said, I
coming over.
Work, and I'm trying to get my deck done. And the guy says, I'll be there on Wednesday. All right, cool. I'll work from home on Wednesday. It never shows up. I'll be there Thursday at 9:30. I'm not going to be here. So then I had to stay at home first 5 or 6 hours of today working from home instead of being here.
What are you, Deck Tech? Those idiots?
It was just a guy.
Ugh. God,
Deck
I hate that
Tech.
company.
I mean, this is one of the few guys who does call me back.
Do not hire Deck Tech. They suck.
I know.
That is called a non-ad, is what that is.
That was the non-ad?
We're about to close a deal with Deck Tech, Lawrence.
Well, we shouldn't. That was
You just ruined Deck Tech. I can't believe you did
suck.
Then my attic fan is going off. It's been overworked with all this heat.
Huh?
And I call a guy, and it was a nice company in 2017 when I called it today, leave a message with the guy. He calls me back. Yeah, I didn't leave it. I didn't listen to your message. What's your problem?
That's amazing.
If anyone could standardize home improvements and just have someone come out and fix your issues with no rigmarole or just not ripping you off or not doing a bad job, or there was a guy that came over and did my neighbors. When I were just getting into CHGO dad. Guy came over to do some power washing of my neighbor's driveway, then fix it. Guy's out there with no socks or shoes on, just power washing.
That's amazing.
That's
my next gig. I'm gonna be a power washing excavator guy with
Power washing excavator.
I saw something on Twitter said every job should have 4 hours of brain power stuff, creating stuff or being a lawyer or whatever, and then the last 4 should just be mindlessly loading a truck.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
it's a balance. It's the both sides.
Yeah.
See, so that's why vending is a great occupation, because you got the physical.
You don't bring that home with you.
No, but you got the physical of carrying it, but then you got to do the math. At least you used to. Now it's So I mean, now
sales involved.
Sales, you have a little bit of a spiel, have a conversation. You never know what someone's going to ask you.
That's interesting.
Next thing you know, you could be talking politics. You could be talking baseball. You could be talking the bullpen. You could be in some deep Wrigley Field, guaranteed rate.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Could be a therapist. Part therapist
for a quickie. BetterHelp. Shout out to our friends. Get quickie 2-minute therapy session. Sometimes you don't need more than that.
I was a catering delivery driver. That was fun. Back in the 90s.
There's something to be said for just leaving your job at your job.
Yeah, it'd be great. I would love it.
I mean, Bragg's right now is I work harder than I ever did when I was a bricklayer.
It's his own doing.
I don't know if that's actually accurate. He's going. He said today on the Bears, I'll see you at work tomorrow at 10 o'clock at Murphy's.
He's not going to be working tomorrow.
Yeah. And he's on the golf course right now with Steven hanging out. So
that's where we should be. All right. Thanks for joining the Chicago Sports Podcast. We'll be back here next week. And then After that, I don't know. But Kevin Kaduk, Mark Carman.
I don't.
Thanks to Lawrence for.
You won't see me next week. I'll be in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy Vegas.
Another vacay? Weren't you just on vacation?
NHL draft. Come on, bro.
Oh, nice. Good
Your
for
second
you.
Vegas sojourn.
Good for you.
6 months.
Well, thankfully it'll be half as long.
Are you staying at the D?
Ugh.
Are you?
No.
That's too bad.
No, we're staying elsewhere.
I loved the D.
Love the D.
So much D at the D. It was amazing.
I don't think I would have said that on air.
Yeah. So we're not on the air.
All right.
Yeah, we still are.
See everyone except Lawrence next week.
We all silly like the mayor.